Hello, my loves. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I'm so excited to have you here. So today we're looking at Namjoon's chart to see what it actually says about the person he's likely to end up with long term. We're focusing on personality, emotional nature, appearance, and the dynamic that forms between them. So yeah, get comfy and let's get started. When you look at Namjoon's chart, the first thing that stands out is how much of his long-term compatibility revolves around the mind. His descendant is in Gemini, which means the person he ends up with is someone who stimulates him intellectually before anything else. This is someone who brings new ideas into his life, who asks questions, who thinks quickly and adapts easily. They are curious in nature, always reading something, learning something, or observing how people work. With them, conversations feel alive. They can switch from humor to philosophy to something deeply personal without forcing any of it. But he doesn't fall for lightness alone. His Venus is in Scorpio, and that adds a completely different layer. It means that while he's drawn to mental sharpness, he needs emotional depth as well. His spouse might appear bright and youthful on the outside, but there's something very private, intense, or intuitive underneath. They have emotional depth that doesn't always show immediately. They feel things deeply, but don't express it in a dramatic way. Instead, they are observant, perceptive, and naturally protective of the people they care about. This mix of Gemini and Scorpio gives a partner who is multidimensional. They're quick and expressive when they talk, but grounded and piercing in how they understand emotions. They're not surface level at all. Even if they seem easygoing at first, they're the type of person who notices everything. Shifts in tone, subtle changes in mood, things most people would overlook. That emotional intelligence is important for Namjoon because with Mars in Cancer, he carries feelings quietly but intensely. He doesn't always say what he's feeling right away, and sometimes he processes things through actions rather than words. His spouse is someone who can sense that without needing to pressure him. Their appearance and aura match this duality as well. Gemini on the descendant tends to give partners expressive eyes, quick reactions, and a kind of alert, lively appearance. They may look youthful regardless of age, not childish though, but bright and mentally active. However, because Venus and Juno are both in Scorpio, there's also kind of quiet magnetism to them. They have a gaze that holds depth, or a calmness that makes people feel comfortable around them. They may not be flashy or loud, but there's something subtly captivating about them, something that pulls attention even when they aren't trying. They could dress simply, but very intentionally. They express themselves through detail, not extravagance. Communication forms the backbone of this relationship. Aram's own Mercury is in Libra, so he values fairness, thoughtful conversations, and balance. His spouse has a natural way of creating that safe space in the dialogue. They communicate clearly and calmly. They are not the type of person to raise their voice for no reason or create unnecessary tension. Instead, they ask questions, offer perspective, and actually listen to him. Even when the topic is emotional or uncomfortable, they keep the conversation productive rather than chaotic. This helps Namjoon articulate his emotions without feeling misunderstood or judged, something that he deeply needs with his Cancer Mars. Emotionally, the relationship takes time to build, but once it does, it becomes very secure. Gemini brings mental stimulation, Scorpio brings loyalty and intensity, and Cancer Mars brings protectiveness and devotion. The love between them feels private and deeply personal, not something he displays loudly to the world. It grows through shared experiences, long conversations, and small gestures rather than grand declarations. There is a sense that his spouse helps him balance both sides of himself: the intellectual philosopher who explores ideas endlessly, and the sensitive, introspective part of him that feels everything more strongly than he lets on. This person understands both versions of him, and he feels safe enough with them to show all of it. As for how they meet, Namjoon is most likely to encounter his future spouse in environments centered around conversation. His chart strongly points to book events, lectures, or creative spaces where ideas are being exchanged. Their first interaction could be calm, an interesting conversation that feels surprisingly natural from the very beginning. There is also possibility that they meet through work, something involving collaboration, depth, or trust, such as an interview or a shared creative project. So his future spouse is someone calm, and because of his Cancer grounded in a way that balances him. Quieter, more she isn't loud or demanding. Her energy is soft but steady, relaxed setting, almost like someone who carries a sense of inner private hangout. She's thoughtful, observant, regardless of the exact setting. Confidence, the connection starts with talking, and that immediate sense of she doesn't fight for attention, yet people naturally feel comfortable around her. Emotionally, I get that she is nurturing in a sincere, warm, and very real way. She listens without judgment, asks the right questions, and knows how to create a sense of safety without making it heavy. She knows how to support without suffocating, and that's something Namjoon's chart responds to strongly. She has a natural way of helping him slow down, reconnect, and feel understood. With him, she's affectionate but not performative. She doesn't need grand gestures. Her presence itself feels grounding. And regarding her appearance, as I said, she's more elegant than flashy. There's a subtle, natural beauty about her, minimalistic, clean, and refined. She likely gravitates towards soft colors and comfortable, timeless styles. Nothing exaggerated, nothing attention seeking, just a sense of simplicity that looks effortless. Her face may have calm, balanced features, and her overall vibe feels gentle and warm. With her, he feels seen for who he really is. Not the public figure, but the person beyond and behind everything. She helps him soften, and he helps her dream bigger. Ultimately, the relationship feels like a partnership where both people grow, heal, and expand together. His future spouse brings curiosity and emotional intelligence. He brings depth, honesty, and a desire to protect what they build. It's a relationship that's both mentally alive and emotionally grounded, the kind that becomes stronger over years rather than through instant intensity. And yeah, that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. That's all I'm gonna share about Namjoon's future spouse for today. Give this video a like if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and please sum your thoughts down below. Trust me, I'll be reading all of your comments. Tell me if you'd like part 2 of this video, or if you want me to cover a specific member in another video as well, or even if you want more intimate between the members kind of videos like compatibility or relationship between the members themselves, or other interesting topics like their future children or their future weddings even, or even an educational astrology series that I'm thinking about starting like a really long time ago. So please share your thoughts with me, and thank you so much for watching. Bye bye. See you in the next video.